What is collection framework? What problem it solves? And why we need collection framework in first place? So hi guys, I Aziz welcome you to CoedMaster, and in this video I am going to answer all of these questions. So let's get started. Alright, I am super excited to talk about collection framework. I hope you are also excited to know about this amazing framework. So I think the best way to understand collection framework is through this story. So let's start this story. So there is one guy and his name is Joy, and he is a super smart developer. One day his best friend came to him and said, "Joy, could you please develop a program for me to add two numbers?" Joy was joyful at that moment. He said, "Why not? I will develop a software for you that can add two numbers." So what he did? He simply initialized two variables a, b, and then he did sum of a and b and stored it in a variable called c. And this is how he developed the program and gave it to his friend. His friend was happy and his work is done. Second day his friend again came to him and said, "Now I need a calculator to add 5 numbers instead of 2 numbers." So again, Joy was a smart programmer. What he did? He created 5 variables now with name a, b, c, d and e. And then he did a sum of a plus b plus c plus d plus e. And this is how he updated the software and gave it back to his friend. Now his friend is happy and Joy is also happy and his work is done. Now moving on day 3, his friend again came to him and said, "Now I need a program which can add 20 numbers." So this is the moment where Joy got bummer. Now what to do? So after spending some time, he came up with a solution, and what he did? He just replaces all the variables with the integer array. So he initialized integer array of size 100, and this is how he updated the software and give it back to his friend. Now mind you, the requirement of his friend was only to sum 20 numbers, but he managed to create an array of size 100. This means he is simply wasting space of 80 more variables, and space means memory. This means he is clearly wasting memory for 80 variables here. So this means using array is not a good idea if we do not know size in advance. Now after some days, his friend again came to him and said, "I started an online business and I want a program to store all the products." So Joy asked, "What is your product?" He said, "My product are watches only. I sell watches only." So what he did? He made a program. In that program, he created an array of type watches. Okay. And along with this array, he added few functions to add watches, delete watches and edit watches. And done. He gave the program to his friend and his friend was happy and his work is also done. Now what happens? After few couple of days, his friend again came to him and said, "Now I want to store sunglasses because along with watches, I am also selling sunglasses." Now again, he got a bummer. Now what to do? So after spending a lot of time, he came up with an idea that why not to replace array of watch with array of object so that he can store object of watches and sunglasses all together. And this was a nice solution, because the problem with array is array can only store homogeneous data, meaning only one type of data. So after replacing watches with object, he managed to store objects of watches as well as objects of sunglasses. So he did this thing and gave software back to his friend. Now both are happy. Now after few days later, again his friend came to him and said, "I want search and sorting feature. I want to search my products and I want to sort products based on the date creation." Now again he got bummer. Now what to do? Because he don't know how to implement search and sorting feature. So after spending numerous hours, he somehow managed to write searching and sorting feature. But here is a catch. First of all, he spent a lot of time in writing searching and sorting feature, and he is even not sure that whether the searching and sorting feature is efficient or not. And it is also possible that searching and sorting feature written by Joy has errors. So he is completely unsure about all these things. Now guys, if you look at the entire life cycle of Joy as a developer, you may observe that he is facing problem in every stage of his life. So whenever he gets some challenges, he faced problems and he did not have any solution to solve that problem. And the major problem he is facing with standard arrays, first of all, the size of array is fixed. This means the array cannot grow and shrink automatically, right? That is why he created the array of size 100 and he was simply wasting memory space for 80 variables. Okay? And the second problem he was facing is array is homogeneous in nature. This means we can only store objects of similar type in the array. And third problem he faced is there was no default feature for sorting and searching in the array. He had to write all the feature by himself. So these are all the problems faced by developer in day-to-day life. So in order to solve all the problems, collection framework comes into picture to rescue us. Yes, you heard that right. All this problem is solved by collection framework alone. Now let's understand what does it mean by collection framework. So far you understood that why we need collection framework. Now understand what does it mean by collection framework. So if we split this term collection framework, we get two words. One is collection and the other one is framework. And collection, as the name suggests, it is nothing but a group of things. So well, the group of things here is nothing but the objects. And in case of Joy, the objects are sunglasses and watches. So collection is clear. Now what does it mean by framework? So framework basically is a collection of classes, interfaces and generic features that are needed for a developer to build softwares. For example, if I take an example of array list. In software development, we need a feature to store list of objects. So that is why we use array list and it is a part of framework. And similarly, if we are using array list, then we have to add elements, we have to search elements, we have to remove elements and we have to sort array list. So all these features are provided by framework and all these features are generic features. It is up to us to selectively change the behavior of the feature. So now you understand what does it mean by framework. Now let's understand the collection framework combined. So basically collection framework is nothing but a collection of classes that implements standard data structures and algorithms. For example, standard data structures are like array list, linked list, queue, priority queue, day queue, map, set, etc. etc. And when it comes to algorithm, we have default implementation of binary search for searching, then default implementation for sorting if we want to sort the data, and so on and so forth. So long story short, while we develop softwares, we generally require to have such features like we need a list to store all the objects, we need a feature to search the object, and we need a feature to sort the objects. In that case, we have two options. Either we write all the logic and all the features by ourselves, or we can use predefined data structure and predefined algorithm available in collection framework. So guys, obviously it is way better to use predefined functions and classes available in collection framework because it is written by professional engineers and those data structures and algorithms are efficient and free from errors. So I hope guys now you got the answer to all these three questions that are what is collection framework, what problem it solves basically, and why even we need collection framework in first place. So I hope everything is clear to you so far. So in upcoming videos, we are going to see all the interfaces, classes and predefined features available in collection framework. So on this note, let's end this video. And guys, if you have learned something valuable from this video, then hit the like button. In order to make YouTube algorithm happy, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so my friend you never miss any upcoming videos. So this is all from my side. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.